Good morning, everyone. This is Michael Robbins, and I'm substituting this morning in our Triangles meditation for Tuya, who usually does these presentations. She'll be back with us shortly. Well, we're beginning our morning schedule, as must be obvious, and this is the schedule that will be at 5 a.m. GMT. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here in Finland, so hope some of you can join us, and if not, this is a meditation which should be done, well, every week, but the triangles work should be done every day. This is a important type of work. Master DK tells us really that it is indispensable. So we're going to work in such a way that we try to fulfill his wishes, because if we have the proper number of triangles in the world and they are of a sufficient quality, then we can turn around the dire situation which presently exists, such poor human relations between people and countries, but underneath it all is this possible network of triangles transforming the etheric body of the planet from a network of squares, which is characteristic of the non-sacred planets, into a network of triangles, etheric triangles, which carry the quality of the redeeming soul. So in every country we have to find the possibility that this network will be strengthened. That's the idea behind it. If we can possibly do that, and we will work very hard to do that. As a matter of fact, during the last 8 years now of the era of the Forerunner, even perhaps a little less than 8 years, we have our work cut out for us. Now, let's take a look here. Tuya knows how to do this a little better than I do, of course. But we're going to look at this blaze of light. That's the idea. And we'll begin in our work by breathing in the white light, here exemplified continuously. We imagine we're breathing in the white light, and inaudibly, inwardly, we sound the sacred word, Om. So it's as if our entire personality, etheric, physical, our astral body, our mental body, is filled with the light of the soul. Now, Master DK gives us a little exercise. I won't be able to do this in Finnish, or the Finnish people would be horrified if I tried. So try to get the idea from the English of the kind of little exercise we can try every morning. I would ask you, says the Master, for a few minutes each morning prior to doing the group meditation, to rest quietly back in your chair or bed And closing your eyes, link up with your soul and with me, your friend. You will thus create a triangle of light between your soul, your head center, and myself. Fix and hold this triangle firmly in your consciousness through the power of the creative imagination. So let's do that, and meanwhile what I'll do is put the finish up so that people who speak that language can see it. And here is a kind of representation of what that might look like, the apex of the, well, let's say the way the triangle is oriented. The baseline is on the top, so we see that on the mental plane, and the point is connecting with the head center. So we see a diagram here of the soul, solar angel, master DK, and the head center of the individual. And he asks us that this, the color to be used is kind of a light orange, in this case not the white color, and that the triangle be filled in, as it were, not just the outline, but filled in solidly, and that the entire personality be bathed in this color, as if we were bathing in the sea. We bathe in the color as if we were bathing in the sea. So let's imagine that happening. And this is one of the ways that we really get the imaginative sense of being increasingly soul infused. Now our next work will be to think of the triangle or triangles with which we are involved, and the connection of all these triangles to each other. So go through them at this point rapidly in your mind. Later, of course, when you do this entirely on your own and it's not a group meditation, you can take as much time as you may need, but see the members of your triangle or triangles, and see the light the goodwill, which is love in action. See those energies circulating through your triangles. And connect your little network of triangles, even if it's only one triangle, to the larger golden network of triangles that is to encompass our little Earth, our little globe. Eventually, though, many of them occurring, maybe even 10, 100,000, 100,000. That's what we're told will be the magic number there, approximately. It's a real thing, this Triangles Network, and it's being created by faithful workers all over the world, and has been so for maybe 70 years or so. And the love as goodwill is circulating through the network. And the light, the soul light, is circulating through the network and reconditioning the consciousness of humanity. We begin in a small way with our own little network, but we imagine it connected to the larger network, and triangles between nations will exist and between various groups, and we will be on our way to helping this planet become a truly sacred planet. We're told it's even now sacred inwardly, but it has to work out into the etheric physical realm. So, as you're going through your day, there will be moments when you may wish to sort of ignite your network and link it to the larger network. That doesn't, mean doing the whole meditation, but just now and then see the connection between yourself and all your triangles and the network. And get the idea of how really substantial this network is, underlying what we call the dense physical level. We also want to realize how very esoteric this work is, even though it seems incredibly simple. DK warns us, don't think of it as too simple, and don't think of it as too hyper-organized. It does connect with the higher realms and even with Shambhala, and it ends, at least as far as the stretch of our consciousness is concerned, with the three great Buddhas of activity in Shambhala. These are very great beings who were planetary logoi in the previous incarnation of our solar logos, our previous solar system, known as the first major solar system. They were planetary logoi. And now they are helping Sanat Kumara, or our planetary logos, in this solar system. And it's a very fateful time we're living through, many emergencies. There's a lot of destructive power in the hands of humanity. It could be misused. It could set back the whole process of human evolution millions of years if an explosion is allowed to occur, and DK warned about this as a possibility that could be envisioned. So in times of planetary emergency, these Buddhas of activity can utilize the triangles network. And the better we do, the more effective they can be. So visualize the fact that this network in process of construction is linked inwardly to these three great beings who surround Sanat Kumara. And so we see from the very heights of our planetary process in Shambhala, in the council chamber, on the first subplane of the cosmic physical plane, all the way down through hierarchy and into the soul and the consciousness of human beings who are participating in this project. The triangles network can be found. From the highest and coming down into our sphere, anchoring etherically, and thus reconditioning the physicality of our planet inherited from a previous system and as yet unredeemed, but in process of being redeemed. this whole type of work has to become an integral part of our daily approach to spirituality. It has to reside in the heart and the mind and become for us an everyday necessity and an expanding process as more and more people understand its value and work towards it. And when we do this, and after we visualize our many triangles, if there are many, or even if there's just one, and we visualize the light and the goodwill flowing, we're going to say the great invocation. And here we'll think of it as it's being sung. friends. Tuya and I would like to thank you for attending this meditation, or for listening to it later. We have to keep up the daily rhythm, and in our case, since it's a group meditation, this will be a weekly rhythm. No one is overseeing us in this except our own conscience and our realization that this is vitally important work, and as Master DK tells us, it must go on. You know, when you think, what is there we can do about this dire world situation, we've been given an extremely powerful occult method to recondition the relationships existing between humanity so that they become right human relations. So hopefully then we will work on that together and take it, quite seriously in a daily way. Okay, we'll close with an invocation to Venus. That's the planet of the soul, of the solar angel, and sets the ideal that the planet can achieve, and that in its own way the human race can achieve. And we certainly do invite you in these morning meditations, this week, morning meditations, at least for those of us in Europe. In the United States, I think, they're kind of evening meditations, and if you really have great pertinacity, it starts at midnight on the East Coast, but maybe there'll be a few of you who can hang in there. Okay then, Venus.